Ooh, okay, so also we have made it to part 2. Exciting. So now things are finally picking up. Like it seems like it takes halfway through the book for things to really get going. The other two, I think, were kind of the same way. But before we start part 2, I think I'll just talk a little bit about what happened in the last few chapters, because it's been maybe 5 chapters. So we left with Clary being healed by Luke's sister. Luke is currently MIA. He's off, I think, with some of the werewolves in the forests of Alicante. Simon is still imprisoned, but Jason and Izzy were bringing him blood and trying to think of a way to free him. Alec and Magnus are still kind of on the off right now. Magnus is just currently, I guess, done with all of the hiding and the secrecy, and feeling like Alec will never truly want to be with him. So he's like, for now, just no. I don't know when they get back together, but I know they do because I know they're an endgame couple. But beside the point. So Magnus made a deal with Clary after she found out Ragnar was attacked and presumed dead. He is not dead, but only Magnus knows that. But Magnus made a deal with Clary to bring him the Lost Book of the White, and he will undo the spell that her mother had Ragnar do for her. And she wanted to use the book as well for leverage to have Magnus help get Simon out of jail, but I don't know that that's going to happen now that Alicante seems to be under attack. But Clary and Jace went to retrieve the Book of the White because it was in the Wayland Manor, which is where Jace grew up, so he knew how to get there. And he would know where the book was. Clary portaled them there. They discovered Valentine's secret torture dungeon, which had the angel Ithuriel. I am still very confused what happened. Like, okay, so Ithuriel, first he showed them a bunch of memories while he was captive, things with Valentine, his experiments with Jonathan, and taking of Ithuriel's blood, all of that fun stuff. Oh, and the experiments with Jonathan being Lilith's blood, who is like the mother of all the demons and whatever. But then Jace gives Ithuriel a seraph blade, and he stabs himself in the chest with it. And I'm very confused because he like burst into flames, right? But like, can angels actually die, or did he just like when a demon dies, they're just sent back to their dimension and they respawn at a later date? Are angels the same? Like, at least the greater demons anyway, right? You can't kill them. You can banish them, but you can't kill them, and they just come back eventually. And typically the greater demons, you know, in most mythos, were angels. It's like, Ithuriel's not dead. Is he just gonna respawn like in heaven somewhere? Or like how, what, why would, please tell me Ithuriel's okay. Like, So aside from Ithuriel going up in flames, the Wayland Manor is no longer in existence because it was tied to Ithuriel, and when Ithuriel went poof, the house collapsed in on itself, I guess, and Clary and Jace are having a struggle right now because Jace thinks the only reason he has feelings for Clary is because they're related, and it's his demon blood, and he's evil, and blah, blah, blah. Self-pity is not a good color on you, Jace. But Clary was all like, no, but I have feelings for you too. Like, we can make this work. Why? Why do they think they can make this work? They cannot make this work right now. Like, someone needs to just tell them they're not related so they can stop all of this, like, ridiculous nonsense. But in Jace's case, right, he thinks those feelings for Clary come from demon blood. In his case, they don't. But in Sebastian's case, or should I say Jonathan's case, they absolutely would. Like, in what Jace thinks is his issues are actually Jonathan's, or Sebastian's, Jonathan's. So, like, I don't know if it was written that way to show us, like, set us up for Jonathan, like, why Jonathan's gonna want Clary romantically, or why he's gonna want to be with Clary. Like, I know going into this, I'm not supposed to know that Clary and Jace are not actually siblings, but because I do know that, I do almost wonder if they were including all this stuff, all these feelings, and Jace's self-pity and his rationalizing, oh, this is why I feel that way, is to set it up for Jonathan. Although Jonathan's not going to feel that same guilt, that same, those same, like, oh, I'm a monster. Like, he's not going to feel that way, though, about that. But I feel like they're setting that up for Jonathan. But yeah, so Clary and Jace just had this whole argument thing, and Clary's like, no, you know what? We're not gonna do any of this if you're just gonna consider yourself a monster. If you think you're only feeling this way about me because you're evil, then no. Which Clary, it should just be no to begin with right now. But so they had that little argument, and they want to head back to Alicante, but Clary lost Jace's stele, so they can't portal back, which means they had to walk. And by the time they get back to Alicante, the city's on fire. So that is about where things had left off. So yeah, that was part 1. Now, let's start part 2. Ooh, okay, fun. Isabel's demon necklace is acting up. Technically, there is a demon nearby if you count Sebastian, Isabel. Wow, they doubt the child? If Max says someone was climbing the demon towers, I would totally go investigate the demon towers. He's still a Shadowhunter, even if he is just a kid. Like, really, guys? Oh, okay, see? There were demons. Something did climb those towers. Bet you should have listened to Max now. Okay, really? Really, Izzy? It couldn't be a demon? There had never been demons in Alicante, but it's totally a demon, Izzy. I get it. This has never happened before, and, like, it shouldn't happen, but, like, it happened. Like, it happened. Whoa, okay, is that demon trying to... Okay. Eileen, Isabel, help her! Ugh, Isabel, but awesome. Like, just ripped out its tongue, why don't you? Okay, I love bossy Shadowhunter Alec. Like, it's the only time in these books when he ever has any confidence in himself. Like, when he's barking orders and, or slaying the demons, like, it's the only time he's ever truly confident. I love it. I'm the adult here when I say goes. Oh, Alec. Oh, Izzy. She'd always had such contempt for mundanes, the way all Shadowhunters did. She'd believed that they were soft, stupid, sheep-like in their complacency. Now she wondered if all that hatred didn't just stem from the fact that she was jealous. It must be nice not worrying that every time one of your family members walked out the door, they'd never come back. It's a fair point, Izzy. It's a fair point. Oh no! Did Sebastian, like, take Max? Like, what? Where are they? Oh no! Wait, did he let the demons in? Was it him? Was he Valentine's? Like, oh my goodness, what happened? Oh, is he Magnus? Is that Magnus? Alec, Okay, so Alex, like, charging towards, gloom and doom, and he's like, he'd been running for a few minutes before he realized two things. One, he was running toward the white spires of the Accords Hall, and two, there was something up ahead in a square between two alleys, something that looked like a shower of rising sparks, except that they were blue. A dark gas flame blue. Alec had seen blue sparks like that before. He stared for a moment before he began to run. It's gotta be Magnus, right? Aw, Alec could only stare. Everything about the man was familiar. Lean curve of his back, the wild tangle of his dark hair, and the way that blue fire sprang from his fingertips like darting cyanotic fireflies. Magnus. Aw, Alec, did you just save my life? Magnus, of course he did. Oh, so this is where Alec's like, middle of a demon attack, you never called me back. Alec! I called you so many times and you never called me back. Magnus looked at Alec as if he'd lost his mind. Your city is under attack, he said. The wards have broken and the streets are full of demons, and you want to know why I haven't called you? Alec set his jaw in a stubborn line. I want to know why you haven't called me back. Magnus threw his hands up in the air in a gesture of utter exasperation. Alec noted with interest that when he did it, a few sparks escaped from his fingertips, like fireflies escaping from a jar. You're an idiot. Is that why you didn't call me? Because I'm an idiot? No. Magnus strode toward him. I didn't call you because I'm tired of you only wanting me around when you need something. I'm tired of watching you be in love with someone else. Someone, incidentally, who will never love you back. Not the way I do. You love me? You stupid Nephilim, Magnus said patiently. Why else am I here? Why else would I have spent the past few weeks patching up all your moronic friends every time they got hurt, and getting you out of every ridiculous situation you found yourself in, not to mention helping you win a battle against Valentine, and all that completely free of charge? I love Magnus so much. That's a fair point. He did not charge a dime for all that. And then Alec, I hadn't looked at it that way. Of course not. You never looked at it anyway. Magnus's cat eyes shone with anger. I'm 400 years old, Alexander. I know when something isn't going to work. You won't even admit I exist to your parents. Alec stared at him. Oh, Alec, I thought you were 300. You're 400 years old? Well, Magnus amended, 500, but I don't look it. Anyway, you're missing the point. The point is, but Alec never found out the point, because at that moment, a dozen more Iblis demons, whatever, however you want to say that, flooded into the square. He felt his jaw drop. Damn it. Yeah. Okay. Magnus followed his gaze. The demons were already fanning out in half a circle around them, their yellow eyes glowing. Way to change the subject, Lightwood. Oh, Magnus. I love all the scenes with these two. They're so great. Okay, I love these two. Tell you what, Alec reached for a second seraph blade. We lived through this, and I promise I'll introduce you to my whole family. Magnus raised his hands, his fingers shining with individual azure flames. They lit his grin with a fiery blue glow. It's a deal. Alec, I hope you intend to keep that deal, because you definitely lived through this. It's later, and I've had dinner, and it's a few hours yet before I am going to exercise for the day, so I thought I would sneak in a little bit more small break to discuss Sebastian for a minute, Jonathan, right? So his true colors are coming out. I mean, he's getting aggressive with Clary. He's being all sneaky. He wants the Book of the White. He just, admitted he's in with cahoots with Valentine. He totally kicked Alec, Jace, Clary, Simon. All their butts just got kicked. And, how do they not suspect he's more than just Sebastian? Clary's getting all these clues, oh, he burns my skin, and oh, he looks familiar but not, and oh, and what he said about Magnus and what he said to Alec, that is unforgivable, and that he needs to be murdered just for that. I mean, also, he's a terrible, terrible person, and, has demon blood coursing through his veins, and, he's not a good character. But, just because he said those really harsh things uncalled for things to Alec. Like, that was not okay. But, like, Simon gave them the biggest clue. Okay, Jace, he's tasted Jace's blood. Jace's blood was tasty and turned him into a daylighter. Sebastian's blood, or Jonathan, tastes like poison. Why does nobody put these clues together? Like, oh my goodness. Also, Hodge. I really like Hodge, and I'm really sad that he is actually dead now. Like, I think he was a very, I don't know, misguided character. He was very easily manipulated. I mean, yeah, he still chose to be with Valentine, but I kind of feel bad a little bit for the guy because, I don't know. Like, and he did try to redeem himself a little in the end, and he did save Alec's life. Like, I cannot be totally mad at the guy because he did save Alec. Ugh, this is so frustrating that we're this far in and they haven't figured out that Sebastian is Jonathan and Jace is not Jonathan. Like, and Hodge was even trying to tell them, you know, Jace, you are not Jonathan, like, not you. But, did they take the hint? No, Jace just thought, ugh, he's creeped out by me. But no, Jace, no. He was trying to tell you, you are not Jonathan. That was Jonathan. He knew something. Okay, anyway. I had to, because Hodge was the prisoner all along, and I was like, what? Oh, I didn't actually see that coming. That was a great twist. Ugh. And then I love Hodge. I loved it. And why does every time someone gets a hint that is Jonathan or Jace is not who they think Jace is, like he's a Herondale, like every time we get a clue, the person dies giving the clue. They die. Imogen, now Hodge, like, can we just not? Can somebody just tell them the truth? Who's gonna break it to him? Valentine? Or is Jonathan gonna be like, haha, I was Jonathan the whole time? Oh, okay. Back to the book. Whoa. Okay, what? Max dies this early? Like, I knew his character died, but it was here this soon? This soon? What? Like, ugh. That is not cool, by the way. That boy was an angel. Okay, I know what I said there. But, anyway, okay. But Max was adorable. He loved manga. He was a cute little nerd child waiting to become basically a Shadowhunter Simon. Like, I saw that in his future. He totally had that potential. I would have loved that. But he dies that soon? Nobody told me. It was like in book 3. I thought he would make it a little farther than that. I didn't know Imogen died that soon. And like, what, book 2? Last book? City of Ashes? I don't know, book 1 or 2. Imogen dies like right away. And then Max? Seriously? Now when's Raphael gonna die? Because I know he dies too and I love him. Is he like next book or is he this book? Oh, and that has to suck for Alec and Izzy and Jace. Like, oh my gosh, I feel so bad for them. Even Maris and Robert, and I know I don't like Robert like a whole lot at all. I don't know if Maris gets any better, but I dislike her a little less because I know Robert is like a cheater, and I don't care for that. I don't care for him. But it still sucks losing your child. Like, oh. Wow, okay, that was unexpectedly soon is all I'm saying. So we've made it to the aftermath of his first demon invasion, and he has given an ultimatum to the Clave. Either completely surrender to him and make me your unquestioned leader, or I come murder you all with demons. That is his ultimatum. I don't believe the Clave would do that, but we will see, because there's probably going to be more battles and fighting and, you know, Shadowhunter-y things. But yeah, so that is where we stopped, where Valentine has given his I am going to be your unquestioned ruler ultimatum. Pretty sure his endgame is still to summon Raziel from the Mortal Instruments, because yes, Lakeland is the third Mortal Instrument. Hodge confirmed that. Still pretty sure Valentine's plan is to raise Raziel to wish away demons and downworlders. And we have lost another Inquisitor. Like, and I'm pretty sure Malachi is still a traitor with Valentine. I'm pretty sure he's another inside man. But they haven't proven that yet, but he was in the show, and I am just extrapolating that that is a factual thing they took from the books. Anyway, but yeah. So, I like it. I like that we're finally getting into the, like, schemes of Valentine. He's been kind of absent most of this book, but now he's like coming in full force, which that was fun. Oh, and development. They know Sebastian's an imposter. They don't know it's Jonathan yet, but they do know that the Sebastian, you know, Clary and them have been talking to is not the real Sebastian, because the cousin brought photos of the real one, and I guess nobody in Idris has seen him in years, so they didn't know, but it's not him. And they have visual proof that it is an imposter, and he was on his way to Alicante when he must have been ambushed by Valentine. So I assume the real Sebastian is probably dead after he got all of the family history and things that he needed, so Jonathan could impersonate him. But we are a step closer for them figuring it out, that Sebastian imposter is Jonathan. But that is where we stopped for today, at chapter 14, right before the Clave gets to give Valentine his answer. Like, they have 24 hours to think about it and decide if they want him to be their unquestioned ruler, which nobody should want that. Like, even the Clave, who still is very prejudiced against downworlders, even they shouldn't want Valentine as their unquestioned ruler and leader. But that is all the reading I'm going to do for today, and I will see you guys when we pick it back up. Hey guys, new day, more reading. It's been a couple days since I've read anything, so I will be picking up from chapter 14. Okay, finally, development. Oh my gosh, thank you, Jocelyn Fairchild. Oh, okay. Valentine apparently told her that Jace is not Jonathan, that Jace is Celine and Stephen Herondale's child. Oh my gosh, yes, we finally have the revelation to Clary that Jace is not her brother. Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, I've been waiting for this. I didn't think Jocelyn would be the one to break the news, but apparently it's Jocelyn. Also, developments. Clary has devised the Alliance rune. I can't wait to see that in action. And oh my gosh. So Magnus did go and wake up Jocelyn, because here she is talking to Clary. Clary totally snapped at her, rightfully so. But now, after Clary totally told off the Clave and is like, guys, we gotta work with the downworlders, I can help us, I can give you their powers, blah blah blah, let's do it. And they're like, but then Jocelyn comes and is like, Clary, I'll tell you everything while we wait. And it's like, okay, and Jace is not your sibling. Oh my gosh, thank you. I've been waiting for this for like 3 books now. Like, we're finally this far, almost done. But there it is, finally. Oh, thank you. Thank you. So, maybe now they can put the 2 and 2 together that Sebastian is Jonathan. Oh, Okay. And this is way different than the show for me, but like, I'm kind of digging it that Jocelyn and Valentine also have angel blood experiments going on. Like, that explains a lot about Valentine and why he's got so much power and stuff. Like, okay. Oh, that was stressful. Oh, and then, of course, Jace had to go running off to track Sebastian on his own, which that was dumb. I get why he did it, because honestly, if he took someone with him other than maybe Alec, they'd just slow him down. Even Alec might slow him down because Jace has also the angel blood, so he's, you know, better, a little bit better than your average Shadowhunter. Sorry, Alec. But he's cheating. He's unintentionally cheating. So there's that. But, oh my gosh, I am so happy. We finally have that reveal. It only took us till chapter, I don't know, what chapter are we in? 17. It took us into chapter 17 of City of Glass, but now we know. Oh, I am so happy. Now I just need Alec and Magnus to, like, smooch in front of the entire clave to, because I just want Alec to be happy, and he cannot be happy until people know he's a gay Shadowhunter in love with a warlock. Huge shock for the clave, because gay and in love with a downworlder. Like, Alec's just he's just going for it. But that is what I need next from this book. I need to see that. And then we can start the Red Scrolls of Magic. And, well, I've already read that one, but I can reread the Red Scrolls of Magic with the context of the first 3 books, which I did not have when I read it the first time. So that will be fun. Okay, back to reading. Jocelyn knew he was Sebastian. Oh my gosh, Jocelyn bringing all the news. I am here for it. Wow. Ugh. Wow, Jocelyn is so smart. I am totally here for book Jocelyn. I loving book Jocelyn. Oh my gosh. Oops, almost hurt the bookie getting all excited there. But okay. Thank you. So Jocelyn is gonna solve half of the questions in like one chapter, like a few pages. Jocelyn saving the day. Jocelyn is currently MVP for me. So I've been waiting this whole time for someone to spill the beans, but every time someone tries, they end up dead. R.I.P. Imogen. But we have the answers now. I'm very happy about this development, if that wasn't clear. I mean, I knew these things, but they didn't tell us these things yet in the book, and I needed to know when we got to know those things. Please tell me Magnus and Alec are gonna be partners for this alliance rune. Oh my gosh, I know we're not there yet. It's still early, but please. Please. I hope. Okay, so at least Alec wants Magnus to be his partner, so I really hope he finds him and they partner up and they get to share in the powers and the coolness and... Please? Okay, we'll find out. Let's continue. Okay, so apparently there's lots of great development in this part. The clave agreed to do the alliance rune, which I kind of figured that would have to happen. Because I know the alliance rune happened in the books, but I thought there'd be more resistance, or maybe there'd have to be the start of a battle first, and then it'd be like, okay, let's do it. We're losing. We made a mistake, but no, they agreed to it. Right away. Oh my gosh. Wow. This chapter 17's kind of a roller coaster, and I'm here for it. Like, that is great news. Thank you, Luke. Luke didn't tell them. mean, obviously, okay, Luke didn't make the decision, but Luke's the one who's coming to tell Clary and Jocelyn the news. So, oh, and that's the end of the chapter. So now we're going to start chapter 18. Okay, I wonder if we will get just as many good revelations in this one. I think this chapter will have more Jonathan and Jace, but we'll see. We'll see. Let's just back to book. Success. Okay. They are totally being partnered together. Yes. Yes. Okay. What? Now Alec kisses him now? I thought this would be post-battle, but no, it's pre-battle. What? Alec! I'm so proud of you! I love Maya's reaction though. Wait a second, do we all have to do that too? No, Maya, just Alec and Magnus, because Alec ripping off that band-aid and being like, hey, I'm into this warlock. No questions, please. That's it. That's the statement. We're done here. I love it. I wish we didn't have to read this through Simon and like Maya's eyes. Like, why couldn't we get that from Alec or Magnus's perspective? But I'll take it. I will take it because that is super adorable and I'm so proud of Alec right now. And Magnus has to be so shocked. I would love to know what's going on in his brain right now. Like I bet he's short-circuited. Not expecting that at all. So sweet though. I'm so happy for them. I'm so happy. I'm so... Malik is love. Malik is life. Malik is literally my favorite thing about the Shadowhunters series. So, like, I am super hoping, random rabbit trail thought, but I'm really hoping in the third book of the Eldest Curses that we get more parenting Malik, because them as dads is like my favorite thing. Okay, back to this. I am not super thrilled about how much Raphael seems to want Simon. Like, does he want him to kill him? Does he want him to figure out why he's a daylighter? Like, what does Raphael actually plan to do with him? Because it doesn't sound like he's his biggest fan. Oh, he's unnatural. Vampires shouldn't walk in the daylight. Like, what do you actually want with him, Raphael? Like, I loved you in every other book I've read you in, but this one, he's losing me a little bit. This is where book Raphael is losing me a smidgen. Like, I'm not into this attitude he has taken to Simon. So Valentine does have the mortal sword. I thought that went missing when the boat collapsed, but apparently not. Or did I just forget something? Well, he must have found it or had it back, because he was looking for the mortal mirror. I don't know. I think I just missed something. Knew it! Knew Malachi was one of Valentine's. Knew it! Oh. Okay. It's so nice to get the revelations, finally. I knew it. I knew he was a sneaky snake. So, I took a little break. I stopped, I think, at the end of chapter 17. And we left off where I think Jace was just murdered. Oh, well, no, I lied. Chapter 18. We left off with Simon being self-sacrificing and Clary putting the mark of Cain on him. But I think at the end of chapter 17, Sebastian stabbed Jace or something? Nope, that was in this chapter. So I think he murdered him. I don't know. I know Clary has to bring him back, right? She uses Raziel's wish. That's still a thing in here, right? I don't know. Anyway, okay. But we will start chapter 19. Oh, and I have snacks today. I have popcorn and I have a little wine in my 911 mug and a reading buddy over here, Lucy from Disenchantment. If you've seen it, if you have not, you should watch it. It's a very funny and awesome show. So yeah, chapter 19, let's go. So I spoke too soon. Sebastian Jonathan has not killed Jace yet, but I'm pretty sure Jace does catch the dead before the end of this book. It just hasn't happened yet. Jace's not dead yet. He just showed up. Smacked Valentine. Is Valentine gonna smack back and murder him? Also, I'm really digging book Valentine. He's a lot more cold and like a psychopath than he was in the show. Like, he hates his own daughter because what? Jocelyn is because she's the reason Jocelyn will never come back to him, because Jocelyn hates Valentine because of Clary, so he hates the sight of her. How psychopath. It reminds me, anybody watch Prodigal Son? Because it reminds me of Malcolm and his serial killer father, Martin, who also taught him a special place to stab a person. Psychopath thing, serial killer thing. It's Valentine. Except Martin's actually charming, and I totally understand why he's a likable psychopath in that show, where Valentine's not very likable. I guess maybe in his younger days he was pretty likable because he got such a following, but he's not very likable as his adult psychopath self. So, but book Valentine, a lot more evil, a lot more sinister, and I am here for it. Okay, I just want to give Hugo a little shout out here because I loved him attacking Malachi. Like, best thing about these last couple chapters. I think Jace has finally kicked the bucket. I don't know if we could see Alec, because you know he's his parabatai, he'd feel that. But they haven't really shown Alec yet. They're just jumping from Isabel saving Jace collapsing, probably dead, to Clary making her way to Lakeland. So, don't know for sure, but I assume he's kicked the bucket. But yeah, anyway, epic bird moment on Hugo's part. Loved it. It was great. Alright, into chapter 20. There it is. There is the Jace murder. Okay, so Clary will be resurrecting him with Raziel's wish. So, book logic. Can Raziel be raised more than once? Valentine implied yes. Like in the show, they were like, nah, it's like a one-time deal. You get the mortal instruments, boom, Raziel's raised. At least I believe that was what the show had implied, because they were all, oh, Clary, you didn't use up the wish, even though she totally did. But, like, this kind of made it seem like you could summon Raziel again. I don't know if there's a time limit on the mortal instruments and, like, how often you can raise Raziel, but totally implied that, and I'm confused a little bit. But, anyway, Jace did the dead. Okay, so I was not wrong that he does catch the dead. Okay, let's finish this. Let's watch Clary waste a wish on him. Okay, I know maybe not a total waste for Clary, but okay, let's continue as Clary will raise him back from the dead with an angel. Okay. Raziel is the bomb in this book. Okay, like, we have it from the angel himself that downworlders, the children of the moon, night, Lilith, and fairy, are all souled creatures. Valentine, haha. Like, in his face. I am just saying, okay? Like, his shenanigans shall be no more. It's wonderful. I like Raziel. Raziel, maybe second favorite angel right now, okay? Like, I mean, Castiel from Supernatural is obviously going to be the superior angel forever, but, I mean, you can't top Baby in a Trench Coat. I mean, he's clearly the best angel, but Raziel has angelic sass, and even the angel realizes that the downworlders were human or are human too. Like, I love this. Raziel's sass, okay, his sass. Listen to this one. Do you intend to challenge heaven like that other morning star whose name you bear, Shadowhunter? Not to challenge heaven, no, Lord Raziel, to ally myself with heaven. In a war of your making, we are heaven, Shadowhunter. We do not fight in your mundane battles. Oh, burn! He called you mundane, Valentine. Ha! In your face. I have a lot of anger at Valentine right now. Not because he killed Jace. Jace is not my personal favorite. I'm not that broken up about it. Plus, I know Clary's just gonna revive him with Raziel anyway. But, like, just because he's such an unlikable, murderous psychopath and he hates downworlders, and Magnus is my favorite character and he is a downworlder, Alex in love with him, they're gonna adopt an adorable warlock child together. Like, you cannot hate that. They are, like, the best little family you will ever meet. Okay, let me get back to my angelic sass now. But Raziel knows what's up. We Nephilim are your children. We need your guidance. Guidance? Now the angel sounded amused. That hardly seems to me to be why you brought me here. You seek rather your own renown. Oh, wow. Like, he clearly don't want to help you, Valentine. Okay, so Valentine's like, renown? I have literally given everything in my life for this cause. My wife, my children, everything. And then the angel, like, hovers. He's gazing at Valentine with his weird inhuman eyes, his wings being all cool. And then he says, God asked Abraham to sacrifice his son on an altar, much like this one, to see who it was that Abraham loved more, Isaac or God. But no one asked you to sacrifice your son, Valentine. Burn! I love Raziel's snarkiness. Like, it's smart, it's sassy, and it makes sense. Like, I like this angel. I like it. I like him. Raziel is wonderful. Ooh. Ugh, okay. Valentine being all, if I must, I will compel this from you, but I would rather have your willing cooperation. Wow. When Jonathan Shadowhunter summoned me, said the angel, I gave him my assistance because I could see that his dream of a world free of demons was a true one. He imagined a heaven on this earth, but you dream only of your own glory, and you do not love heaven. My brother Ithuriel can attest to that. Oh, yes, Ithuriel can. But did you think that I would not know? The angel smiled. It was the most terrible smile Clary had ever seen. It is true that the master of the circle you have drawn can compel from me a single action, but you are not that master. Oh, Clary's the master of the circle now, isn't she? My lord Raziel, there is no one else. But there is, said the angel. There is your daughter. Oh. Good for you, Clary. Oh, Clarissa, what have you done? Wait, Raziel gets to murder Valentine? That is, like, the best. Oh. The angel opened his mouth and spat, or at least that's how it seemed to Clary, that the angel spat, and that what came from his mouth was a shooting spark of white fire, like a burning arrow. The arrow flew straight and true across the water and buried itself in Valentine's chest. Or maybe buried wasn't the word. It tore through him, like a rock through thin paper, leaving a smoking hole the size of a fist. For a moment, Clary, staring up, could look through her father's chest and see the lake and the fiery glow of the angel beyond. Wow. Wow, that is a power move, Raziel. Oh, wow. That was the justest of heaven. I trust that you are not dismayed. I love Raziel. Can we have angels more like, what is it? Okay, the angels are apparently awesome. The demons, the greater demons, are super cool. Like Samael in The Eldest Curses, Book 2, Lost Book of the White. Samael is so cool and fun. I love the angels. I love the greater demons. Like, they have the best personalities. Oh my gosh, I love him. You can compel me to one action, Clarissa Morgenstern. What is it that you want? Oh, that's great. Okay, so Clary gets to, and it does seem that you can summon the angels, but I guess they are not necessarily willing to help you. You can compel them to do something, I suppose, but you'd think there'd be a way for them to break that if they thought it was not cool. I don't know. Ah, yes, the angel said, and there was a gentleness in his voice now. The rune, the many eyes in his wings. Many eyes in his wings? Did I miss something? Dude. Ugh. That's a little weird. I prefer feathery wings, soft feathery wings that look beautiful. The battle on Brosland Plain is ending. Morgenstern's hold over his demons vanished with his death. Already many are fleeing. The rest will soon be destroyed. There are Nephilim riding to the shores of this lake at this very moment. If you have a request, Shadowhunter, speak it now. The angel paused. And remember that I am not a genie. Choose your desire wisely. Yeah, there's only one thing she's going to ask for, and that's Jace. We knew that. Close your eyes, Clarissa Morgenstern, said the angel, or the angel said. Oh, look! Jace is not dead. Obviously, she could have anything else in the world and she asked for you. What else does she possibly want? Seriously, what else would she want? The battle's almost over. Valentine's dead. Sebastian is assumed dead, or Jonathan's assumed dead. What else would Clary ask for? Seriously, Jace. Dumb question. I know you just came back from the dead, but that's still a dumb question. Oh, look. They're not siblings. Okay, so we are almost done here. Literally, I think I have like two and a half pages. But, okay. Okay, so the Seelie Queen is trying to get Melior onto Luke's new, like, downworld council thing, the seats on the council. And that's totally because he can lie, right? Because Meliorn's only half Seelie, which means he's capable of lies. Because, like, the Seelie Queen can totally manipulate the truth, but she can't actually directly lie. Like, when she told Clary she and Jace were siblings, or brother and sister, it was because they shared Ithuriel's blood, not sibling blood. Like, they both had Valentine's angelic experiments in their blood. So she'd want Meliorn there as a lying little spy. I don't trust the Seelie Queen at all. She's very sus. Like, also, okay, I know these books are mostly about Clary and Jace. Well, the first three for sure. but like I'm kind of done with them as a couple, as people. Like, I want to read about everybody else, like mostly Magnus and Alec, let's be real, but I have had quite my fill of Clary and Jace. I wonder if this continues and like the next three, like City of Fallen Angels, is that the next one? I have it right here, I should know better. Yeah, City of Fallen Angels. I don't know, but the next book I will be reading is The Red Scrolls of Magic. Well, rereading, I have read that one before, but I will be rereading The Red Scrolls of Magic. So that will be all Magnus and Alec, and that will be a nice break from all this Clary and Jace business. Oh yeah, I guess I could, well, okay, one last thought before I finish the last few pages. I am totally loving Simon and Jace getting along. Like, that is wonderful. Like, I love it. I'm here for it. I want them to be BFFs. Okay, literally the last line of this book. She looked as the fireworks exploded in a shower of sparks that painted the clouds overhead as they fell, one by one, in streaking lines of golden fire, like angels falling from the sky. Does that have anything to do with the next book? Because the next book is called, what? City of Fallen Angels? I don't know. I'm just confused, and I don't know. That seems really sus to put that line at the end of this book when the title of the next book is literally City of Fallen Angels. So, like, what does that mean? I don't know. I have questions. Also, okay, so we're done. We're done with the book. It was a wonderful book. I actually really enjoyed this, even though things didn't really pick up the pace until maybe halfway in, though it seems like that's a trend with this series because the first two were kind of the same way. Things built up, and then maybe halfway through things really started moving and picking up their pace. Not a bad thing. Like, it does make the second half feel like it goes by a lot quicker, but you know, I'm not complaining about it. So yeah, but Jace died, right? Okay, so Jace dead by Valentine's hands, right? Like, legit dead. And then he comes back. They did not address, maybe they'll address it in another book, or maybe they addressed it in Red Scrolls and I just didn't know what they were talking about at the time. But would Jace still have his Parabatai rune? Because I thought death was one of the things that, like, breaks the rune, and Jace died. So does being brought back by an angel restore his Parabatai rune? Are him and Alex still, like, connected that way? Or not? They did not address that at all. They didn't even address Alec freaking out over him dying. Like, he would have known. He was dead long enough. Alec would have felt that. Like, so that's my biggest question at the end of this book right now, is like, are Alec and Jace still Parabatai? But yeah, so that was my biggest question I had at the end of this book. Also, that's really sweet that Jocelyn and Luke can finally be a couple together. It's different that Jocelyn's still alive. They killed her off, you know, in the show, so I kind of thought she wasn't gonna end up dead too in the books, but I mean, there's still time. There's still time. But I kind of hope not, because, you know, Luke finally gets to be happy, and I really want Luke to be happy. And now Simon's got, like, Maya and Isabel interested. Like, when did that happen? But Simon is being such a good friend lately with Clary, and he's being super smart, and he's really coming into his own with this whole vampire stuff. Like, I'm so happy for Simon. I am really impressed with where his character is going. Overall, I still really loved it. Like I was saying earlier, I am kind of tired of Clary and Jace, like, reading most of these books from Clary and Jace's perspectives, or, you know, it followed them the most, and I am a little sick of them, to be honest. So it's going to be really nice to start the Red Scrolls of Magic soon, because that will be Alec and Magnus, and they are just the break that I will need. And a good Red Scrolls reread never hurt anybody. So I will be very excited to start my Red Scrolls of Magic reread next. But so Jace knows he's officially a Herondale. Valentine's dead. Sebastian, Jonathan, is missing. I don't think he's dead. I'm pretty sure he's going to come back later. He does have demon blood, so I assume Lilith maybe rescued him or something. At least that's what happened in the show, so I'm extrapolating a little bit here that that's what happened in the books as well. And, oh, right, and Alec is now out to the Clave and to his family, and basically let everyone know him and Magnus are an item by kissing him in front of literally everyone before the battle started. Super proud of him, by the way. Also, I am totally 100% with Magnus that Alec needs to upgrade his wardrobe just a teensy bit. Like, let him buy you one designer suit. Please, Alec, just one. Armani would be a good choice for you, yes? Yes? Any of them. Let's just let Magnus pick. Don't even have a preference. Just be like, babe, you pick. And he will get you something wonderful. Or just maybe invest in new hoodies. Maybe let Magnus get you one designer sweater. I don't know, Alec. Just maybe try, okay? Try for him. Just one. I loved the battles. I loved, oh my gosh, the angel. Raziel. I loved Raziel so much. I can't even. Like, he was such a sassy character. I love sassy characters, and he was an angel. So it was like angelic sass. Like, it was literally, I am better than you. Shut your cake hole, Valentine. And he smited him dead. Best part. I loved that so much. I don't know what it is, but the angels and the greater demons, like, Cassandra Clare writes them really well, and I am here for that. Like, one of my favorite things about this book is probably Raziel and his sass and his just smiting of Valentine. Like, that was beautiful. Like, so good. Okay. Oh, yeah, okay. And Magnus also offered him a sequined headband. It was blue and sparkly. And, oh, it was so funny. Simon's like, resist the urge, Alec. You look like Olivia Newton-John in Xanadu. There are worse things, Magnus observed. I don't know. I don't see Alec as the sparkly headband type, but I'm still down for a designer sweater. So we ended on a relatively happy note. I can tell we're setting up for some stuff later on. Stuff with the Seelie Queen, with Meliorn. Sebastian Jonathan. Can we just call him Sebastian? I don't know. That's kind of an insult to the real Sebastian, isn't it? Jonathan being missing. He's coming back later. Overall, this did have a lot of good things that blew me away in this book, even if there's a little too much Clary and Jace for my tastes. And okay, I really hope the other books aren't so heavily focused on them. Maybe that sounds harsh, but I just, like, 3 books seems like plenty, right? We need a little variation. I don't know. And maybe it's just because Clary and Jace aren't my personal favorites that I want a little more variety in the Mortal Instruments series, but could just be me. Either way, I loved it. I was very pleased with Raziel. I am still very much into this series. You know, we have not hit like a wall where I'm just sick of it, or we haven't hit a book I've really disliked, because that does happen when you read a longer series. Sometimes there's a book that you just struggle to get through where all the other ones were super wonderful. I have yet to run into that problem with any of Cassandra Clare's books. Okay, so disappointing news from me. Continue Clary and Jace's adventures in City of Fallen Angels, Book 4 of the Mortal Instruments. I am gonna take that to mean it still follows Clary and Jace a lot, and okay, we'll see how it goes. I mean, obviously I'm gonna finish the series. Like, I don't hate it, I just wish we'd had a little more following of other people, since these three heavily focused on Clary and Jace. I would think now that, you know, Valentine is not an issue and they know they're not siblings, like, we could branch out a little bit, focus on some other people once in a while. And by once in a while, I mean for more than just a brief paragraph, like maybe a whole chapter here and there. I don't know. Just saying. Like, there's only so much of Clary and Jace we can have, in my opinion. Like, Clace burnout, that's what I'm gonna call it. Like, we don't have a whole series of just Alec and Magnus, and we cannot count the Eldest Curses because only Red Scrolls is just the two of them. Maybe the third book will get back to them more alone. I don't know. Hopefully more of them as dads. Okay, I'm rambling about Malik again, but that tends to happen, and honestly could use more books that focus on them and give us all the little tidbits and Malik moments that we had in the first 3 books for sure. Because I feel like we were cheated on Malik moments. Like, every time one would start, we'd get, you know, a little bit of the details, and then boom, like fade to black. Nope, switch back to Clary or Jace or someone else. And it's like, why though? That seems interesting. Like, I want to know what happened when Alec was being healed by Magnus, or when Magnus was enchanting the truck and they were sharing strength. Like, I want those moments in depth, in detail, please. Thank you. I'm not sure. Oh, yeah, we did have one here, like when they were fighting side by side, for one. What happened? What was their conversation like after Alec kissed him in front of the entire clave? Like, what happened after that? These are the things I want to know. Anyway, so, oh, and one last thing. Apparently, I didn't realize this until just now, but they have included Jace's letter to Clary that he wrote. So that's actually kind of neat in the back there. I didn't see that initially, but that was a neat little touch to put in there. So that was my reading vlog for City of Glass. I will continue to vlog my Shadowhunters reading journey. Up next will be my reread of the Red Scrolls of Magic. So if you want to continue this journey with me, leave a like, a comment, and subscribe. Totally would appreciate that as well. And I will see you guys next time. Emotional support.